was good to be able to kind of get some things cleared out. As I've always said, if you have area on your place and you're not sure what to do with it, wait as long as you can before you do something with it. Don't just immediately come out and start clearing out all kinds of trees and all kinds of stuff. You never know what you might have, how you might decide to use, etc.
Dean Family Acres.
All right, guys, so we tried to learn how to use that backhoe a little bit and got a couple things out of the way. Still a little rusty, but I think I'd rather practice out here trying to dig up stuff that really doesn't matter and that kind of thing versus me doing some stuff right up next to the house. So it was good to be able to kind of get some things cleared out. As I've always said, if you have area on your place and you're not sure what to do with it, wait as long as you can before you do something with it. Don't just immediately come out and start clearing out all kinds of trees and all kinds of stuff. You never know what you might have, how you might decide to use, etc. We have been where we are for 7.5 years, and I've kind of slowly worked this area where you see here where the sweet potatoes and stuff were out in here. And you can see, because we had goats before and that kind of thing, you know, I did need some grassy area, but it's kind of slowly progressed into this. And now what we're going to do is just kind of open it up. So these other big trees that are over here that don't provide any privacy, we're going to get those out of the way so that we can have some full sun here. And then we're going to make a row of figs all the way down this fence line on our side of the fence. And then we're going to work on something on the other side of the fence that's still our property in the near future. Hopefully this winter, fall, winter, super early spring. I've been saying that for a couple of years now. Now I kind of know what we want to do. That's what we're going to do. So we'll kind of continue to work that. Got rid of a locust and show you exactly what locusts look like. It's an animal, and you don't want one of those around. The goats kept it nipped back pretty good, but then once they're gone, we just don't have any other use for it at all, other than, you know, it was foraged for them. Definitely not a tree you want to keep around if you can help it, unless it's way back in your woods. So let me show you what this looks like. All right, guys, so that is a locust. You see the size of those thorns. Let me just give you an example. It's every bit bigger than the first digit of my finger. And again, the goats kept eating it back. It was coming back as a bush, and those thorns are absolutely everywhere. They will put a flat in a tire in a hurry. They will jab you, etc. So that's one reason we got rid of that. This big cedar that's here really is just serving no purpose, especially if we decide we want to put any fruit trees, that kind of stuff on this side, because this is an area that we actually have some control over. There is another cedar in that, but there's another one of these kind of scrub trees. That's what we call them, at least here. It's the same as this kind of tree. Someone can comment down below exactly what this is. I always forget and mess it up, but it is there, so we'll still have a little bit of shade for the chickens, and we're going to take that cedar out of there as well. So that will open this area up so that we can have crops growing. These figs will do well, and then I think we might slowly kind of work on some of these pines at some point. That's not going to be right now, but we'll slowly work on that. Guys, we've mentioned this one before. This is where the big red bud came down, and I do kind of hate to lose it, but honestly, it's not in a good location if we want to kind of expand any more blueberries here. And I already have several seedlings that I've gotten from it, so it will be okay. I'm going to attempt to try and dig it up and transplant as well, but we will see if that works or not. All right, guys, so the red bud and those beauty berries are gone. Nice open area between the 2 rows of blueberries here, 2 rows of muscadines, and the house. So we can kind of plan through what we want to do at this point. All right, guys, so at this point, just trying to figure out long range what we want to do. Because I had the backhoe, I am wanting to practice with it. It's been quite a while since I drove one, and I've never driven this one. So I am wanting to kind of practice and use it around the yard to get up some different things. And we've been debating about what to do at red bud because it had fallen over, and I think best for us just to remove it. That way, if we want to, we can do pretty much anything on this side. I can add multiple different rows of blueberries. If we do want to continue to expand, we essentially have enough room for, if each one of these rows, I think is 55 feet, 55 to 60 feet, because our muscadines are a little over 60. So if each one of these are about 60 feet, then we've got 120 here once we finish the second one. So essentially we could probably do three more than what we've already kind of got prepared. We do need to come in here and expand this a little bit. I'm also going to spread out some of the blueberries that we planted before. If you hadn't seen that video, go check it out right here, because this was when we were actually moving suckers. We did that last March, which was a little bit late, but honestly it did work. But we planted them 2 feet apart thinking some of them would die. Guess what? All of them made it. So they're actually too close. So I think every other one I'm gonna move and basically just move to the second row. And then the other potted ones, we're gonna make a third, possibly fourth row. We'll kind of see exactly how we want to work that out and see. I'm also kind of just thinking through in regards to layout, orchard, vineyard, etc. You know, we've got these apple trees we've talked about in the past. And we picked up another apple from Flemington Famous when we went to that fig aroma down in Georgia. I traded him some blackberries, so I'm thinking about replacing one of those apples that died right here, actually that one, with that apple. Kind of trying to decide. I definitely am going to start working on these cedar trees at some point too. Too many things on the list, y'all. We got too many things going on, but it is what it is. And then I also have some plums that we're going to have to plant. So I'm thinking, and the reason I'm thinking it this way, because if we run our fence right there, if we happen to run some kind of deer preventative through here, and just on the other side of the muscadines down to approximately that crepe myrtle, and then came across to those maples, and then essentially over here to the maple that we added in the front, then we could essentially kind of keep the deer out of this area in the corner where we're having the pressure on the muscadines, etc. And it will kind of all be isolated. It's up on the upper end. As long as we kind of make it somewhat aesthetically pleasing, I think we'll be okay. So I don't think that'll be a massive problem, but just kind of thinking through long range. Speaking of which, that tree is absolutely beautiful. That was one that we actually got from someone who moved here. They actually were from another country, but they moved to South Carolina from, I think they were in Michigan before, and the wife wanted a palm tree because they were in South Carolina. From those of you not from here, you might be thinking the same thing. You don't really have a lot of palm trees in the upstate though. We do have some that will grow, but it's just not one of those things that you really plant or do, but that's what they wanted. And they had this maple that they wanted the landscapers to move. They had just put in, and or actually were about to put in, and ended up buying that tree, I think for like $30 or $35. It was good size. We're able to kind of work it into the landscaping there in the front. Enough talking, guys. Appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully this has been an interesting video for y'all as we kind of just continue to prepare things around our place when we have time. Timing tends to be everything on a lot of different stuff, y'all. So thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day.